Hey there, it's Karen, and it's so great to be with you on this wonderful Monday. I hope you've had a wonderful weekend. And, if you haven't, come across my videos before, I am an empowerment coach. I help people live a life that they truly love and enjoy and really get that balance, between the 9 to 5 and living life. And, today I just wanted to come and talk to you about beating yourself up. I see this so many times where people, particularly in the health and, the health and wellness business that I'm in, fitness, people have a weekend where they get to enjoy themselves. And often what can happen in that is that we might fall off track. So we might fall off track with our fitness, we may fall off track with our eating, and we may just fall off track with our spiritual well-being as well. Sometimes people find it the other way around. They fall off track during the week and get back on track during the weekend. I don't know what it is for you. But if you're a human, I know you'll fall off track from time to time. And, I'm so privileged and so blessed to be surrounded by so many wonderful mentors that have taught me that beating yourself up is not only a waste of energy, but it certainly doesn't serve you. So my question to you is, when was the last time that you did something and then you beat yourself up for it? So, just pop that in the comments below, and I'd love to hear when was the last time that you did that. Now, that might have been 10 minutes ago, it might have been an hour, maybe it was yesterday, maybe it was last week, maybe it was a month. But here's the thing. We all do it because we're human, and we get into this whole compare-itis, and we have these goals, and we have a vision of what we're trying to create and who we're wanting to become. But on the way, we get sidetracked, we get off track. And the main problem with that is not actually going off track. It's actually beating ourselves up and putting focus in where we went wrong. Now, the only time the focus should be on where we went wrong is actually in the lesson, in the learning, so that we can apply that learning and that lesson to find out what those triggers were, to find out what are those things that keep tripping us up time and time again. Because if we start to focus in on that area, and, I'm a firm believer in, writing things down, and not that it needs to make sense, but getting it from here through and then releasing through the pen, and actually writing down what needs to happen or what happens, so we can really start to see a pattern and a trigger emerging, because there's always a pattern that emerges. And if we don't pay attention to that, where, the triggers can always be there, but we're not seeing them. And so by doing that, if you want to break a habit, because everything's a habit, right? So good or bad, it's still a habit. So if you want to break a habit, you need to understand where that's being triggered from. Because most of the time, particularly when it comes down to food, most of the time, food is not the problem. There's an ulterior problem. And by getting to understand what that is, or what that trigger is that leads to the food intake or letting ourselves down, then only then can we really, I don't want to say attack the problem, but really understand the lesson and the learning and make those changes that we need to make, so we stop, sabotaging ourselves and stop beating ourselves up. Practicing that self-forgiveness, I did that video the other day, so feel free to search that out or reach out, and I'm happy to share that again with you. But, not getting into compare-itis, not looking at where we are, because most people think that success, and it doesn't matter what success it is, whether it's your own health journey, whether it's your fitness journey, whether it's your job, whether it's in the sporting arena, does not matter what it is. But no success goes like that, right? It goes like this. It's a big mess. Like that. I mean, how cool would it be if it was like that? We'd all be there, okay? You are unique. You know you the best. Right? And it's so important that you do you. And it's so important that you embrace all those flaws, all those lessons, all those blessings that are given to you, so that you can work your way through it, so you can become the person you need to become, so that you can achieve your goals. And so and why I say, we need to stop this beating ourselves up, because there's not a person I don't talk to at least every day that isn't beating themselves up because, hey, I had a bad weekend. Well, what does that constitute? Most of the time, I went and had a drink and I ate too much. Well, you know what? I did that yesterday. Birthday celebrations. And it's okay. And all you're doing is you're thieving yourself of joy. You're thieving yourself of times that are, if that's your thing, that's great. Now, are they is it the same as what I did 10 years ago? Absolutely not. Is it the same as what I did a year ago? Absolutely not. Things are getting better. But there are times where what we call beating ourselves up, or, having a bad weekend or getting off track is not getting off track. 80% of the time, if you're doing the right thing, good on you. Fantastic. Stop beating yourself up. It does not serve you. It does not serve anybody else. And that energy that you're putting into beating yourself up, if you put that into where you're going, you are 100% going to get there. There is absolutely no doubt about it. Just be sure you're surrounded by the right people who will take you on that journey and not keep you stuck in that cycle of beating yourself up. So thank you for joining me today. I hope you've got some value from that. Like I say, just pop your comments below and share with me when was the last time you beat yourself up. And if you would like some information on, some tips, I'm happy to share them with you too. So just be sure to send me a private message. Happy to share it with you. Okay, I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.